For 8 years, I believed trust was the cornerstone of everything we'd built. Through every challenge life threw at us, late nights, financial stress, raising kids, it was trust that kept me steady. But real trust, the kind that goes unspoken yet anchors everything, is more fragile than I realized. It doesn't always break loudly. Sometimes it slips away in silence. And by the time you notice, you're standing in the wreckage trying to pinpoint the moment it all began to crumble. Claire and I met in college. From the start, it felt like fate. We dreamed together, built a life side by side, and became parents of two amazing kids. Our life wasn't flawless, but I thought it was ours, solid, safe. That illusion lasted until small changes began creeping in. She'd come home later than usual, her explanations vague. Her phone, once casually left around the house, became something she shielded like a secret. A new scent lingered on her, something faint, floral, unfamiliar. I dismissed it as stress or maybe just my imagination, but unease settled in my gut. Weeks passed. I told myself I was overthinking, that she was simply tired, but the doubts kept growing, quietly eating at me. One evening, when the house was quiet and the kids were asleep, I walked into the kitchen and saw her phone lying unlocked on the counter. My hands trembled. I hesitated. I knew crossing that line would change everything, but I couldn't stop myself. The screen lit up with a thread of messages, texts from someone I didn't recognize. They weren't just friendly or harmless. They were flirtatious, bold, filled with photos and plans that left no room for doubt. My heart felt like it stopped. The woman I loved, the one I thought I knew, had been living a secret life. But instead of confronting her right away, I kept quiet. I needed to understand how deep this went. I watched, listened, took mental notes. She didn't notice my silence had meaning. Then came the night. She said she was going out with friends. I told her I had work and stayed behind, alone in the dark, waiting. When she came through the door later that night, I saw it. The moment of surprise in her eyes, a flicker of guilt. I held up the phone and asked a simple question, barely above a whisper. Who is he? Her expression shifted instantly. She stumbled over her words. And then everything spilled out. She admitted it all. It had started with messages, just something casual, a break from routine, but it turned into something more. She told me she felt lonely, invisible, like I'd stopped seeing her. And in that loneliness, she found someone who made her feel alive again. Every word she said pierced me. 6 months. For half a year, she'd been slipping away from me while pretending everything was fine. Suddenly, all those missed dinners, excuses, and cold nights made sense. I felt furious, betrayed, devastated, but also confused. Was this the end? Or was there still something left to save? She cried, begged me not to give up, asked for another chance. She wanted therapy, honesty, a new beginning. I didn't know what to say. I sat there in silence, the weight of it all pressing down on me. Everything in the house felt unfamiliar, like I was living someone else's life. Our children, asleep in their beds, had no idea how close their family was to falling apart. That night, I barely slept. Every sound seemed louder. Every passing car outside made my heart race. When the morning came, nothing had changed except the knowledge that everything had. In the days that followed, we drifted. We lived under the same roof, but we felt miles apart. Conversations were hollow. Her apologies came often, but I couldn't tell if they were for me or for the guilt she carried. I kept everything inside, even when I wanted to scream or break something. The kids noticed too, the tension, the silence. One afternoon, I found her in the backyard, staring into the distance. I sat beside her and asked, "Why?" Not accusing, just wanting to understand. Her answer came quietly, her voice cracking. She said she felt like she didn't matter anymore, like she was just part of the background. And for a moment, I saw her pain too, not just a betrayal, but the loneliness that led her there. We tried. We really did. We went to counseling. We opened up old wounds and discovered ones we hadn't even realized were there. Every step felt uncertain. Every attempt to rebuild trust came with doubt. I found myself analyzing every word she said, every glance. She worked just as hard, fighting to prove that she still cared. And in all that brokenness, there were moments, real ones. Her laughter when she forgot to be guarded, the way she looked at me sometimes, like she still saw the man she married. It reminded me why I fell in love with her in the first place. But love, I realized, isn't always enough to undo the damage. Some cracks never fully close. One evening, after the kids had gone to bed, we sat down, not as husband and wife, but as two people standing at a crossroads. I told her I couldn't promise forgiveness right away. That trust would take time, maybe years, to rebuild, but I also said I was willing to try if she was. We agreed, no lies, no pretending, only truth from here on out. The future wasn't clear. There were no guarantees. But in that quiet, honest moment, something shifted. We both knew we'd reached the bottom. And from there, the only choice was to rise or walk away. She never knew I had discovered everything before she confessed. That moment changed everything. But it also gave us a chance to confront the truth, to decide if there was still something worth saving. And maybe, just maybe, that's where real beginnings are born.